Miss Garcia sent me this article, and it's coming from the Washington Examiner. And of course, we all know who this is in this picture. That is Minister Louis Farrakhan. And recently, he was actually supposed to give a speech on this network called Fox Soul. Can be honest, I never heard of the network. I didn't even know it existed. And this network is supposed to be catered mainly to people who are black. I guess it's supposed to be another version of BET, but more on a professional level, not so much entertainment or something to that effect. But he was supposed to give a speech on this network, but then all of a sudden they rescinded his invitation and basically said that his services will no longer be needed, because they said that there was backlash behind him even being allowed to, given the platform to speak. Now, like I said, the name of the network is called Fox Soul. The key word there is Fox. So you already know whose umbrella it's under. So we know who made that call. Most likely the type of person that lacks a soul. Let me get into it. Fox Soul Network will no longer air Louis Farrakhan's upcoming speech. The channel, which bills itself as a live and interactive streaming channel dedicated to the African American viewer that premiered in January 2020, announced on Monday that it will not broadcast the speech after facing backlash. Instead, it will be airing a quote-unquote special program featuring a compilation of the most powerful speeches from the greatest black leaders and thinkers about racial relations and civil rights in America. They didn't want to put him up there because they already know what he was going to bring to the table with his speech. I'm telling you, the establishment, if it's any black man I believe that they truly fear right now, it's him. Because they know that they can't get to him. The guy's heavily guarded and heavily protected. They're not touching him. But see, as a matter of fact, I'll give you an example. When their Million Man March happened back in 1995, it was actually shown and even posted in various newspapers and media outlets that when Louis Farrakhan descended onto DC, our president at the time, Bill Clinton, got on a helicopter and took off and went to a whole nother area before he even uttered out one word. He wasn't leaving because of the people that were coming there, the millions of black men that were coming to DC to, see this speech. He left because Farrakhan was there. I'm willing to bet that he probably wouldn't have left if it was anybody else but him. I'm telling you, this guy right here instills fear into a lot of palm-colored people. Like, remember what happened with Tamika Mallory? She practically got kicked out of a movement that she helped start because she would not denounce Farrakhan. It's with him, it's a mixture of hate and fear. But I don't know which one they level, or not to say level, which one they lean more towards, the hate or the fear, or if it's a little bit of a balance of both. Because even if you utter his name around them, they just kind of get this standoffish look. Like, listen, palm-colored people know who Farrakhan is. They've heard many stories about him, whether true or not. But that still doesn't change the fact of the matter is that many of them hate them, and many of them, or just as many, are fearful of him. Because he has a voice that goes out to the masses. He's basically transcended eras where he can reach people of any age. It's not like he's just talking to the young crowd. It's not like he's just talking to the middle-aged crowd. It's not like he's just talking to the older crowd. His words can resonate with everybody. That's why they don't like him. I remember when he was at Aretha Franklin's funeral, and he was up on the stage. Now, I don't remember if he spoke or not, but I know he was there. He made sure his presence was known. Now, I'm not, like I said, I can't remember if he did speak or not. I don't remember him speaking. And people was actually looking to see if he was going to speak. They were trying to see if he was going to talk. But I'm not sure if he did or if he didn't. But I'm telling you, palm-colored people are very fearful of this man. Like, if they had to give the black boogeyman like an image, it will be this guy on your screen. Between him and Dr. Khalid Muhammad, who unfortunately is no longer with us. Could you imagine if he was still alive today? Oh my God, the stuff that he would say about the stuff he would see. And like Malcolm X, I call those three like the Trinity. It's some others, but that Trinity right there. If you want to talk about three most hated black men in America, it would definitely be those three right there. There's some others, but those are the three that come to mind. It says the network did not provide any details as to which speeches will be included in the special program, which will air on Saturday. Farrakhan, the leader of the Nation of Islam, who has a history of promoting, and these are their words, anti-Semitism and homophobia, will deliver his message to America the same day. In an October 2018 speech honoring the 23rd anniversary of the Million Man March, Farrakhan told his followers, when they talk about Farrakhan, call me a hater. You know how they do. Call me an anti-Semite. Stop it. I'm an anti-Semite. His commentary has also been elicited responses from social media platforms he uses. In May 2019, Facebook banned Farrakhan for anti-Semitic and homophobic rhetoric. We've always banned individuals or organizations that promote or engage in violence and hate, regardless of the ideology, a Facebook representative then told CNN Business. The process for evaluating potential violators is extensive. I do remember when they did that, and the backlash that Facebook got behind that was ruthless. If you thought that when certain people was trying to back up Alex Jones when he got banned off of various social media sites, when Facebook banned Farrakhan off of just one site, people went ham on them. But I remember when they did that. See, like I said, like this man's message is so potent and powerful that they like, you know what, if we can't get him the way we want, and y'all know what I mean when I say that, we'll just get him off of our social media platforms. And it's crazy because he was scheduled to speak at this event on this network for a while. Like it was already scheduled by most likely a month or two in advance. And they give and drop the bomb that he can't come the week of the event. If that's not what it means to be one of the most hated people in America, I don't know what is. I remember that time when Tariq, he got banned from going over, to Europe or something like that, or one of those countries over there to promote one of his hidden color films. And they had it all planned out and everything like that. And I think they said he had got to the airport and they wouldn't let him go through because they had got a message from over there saying, don't let this man get on that plane. See, when you try to spread your message, especially if you are a black man and you know you can engage the masses, because Farrakhan, he doesn't just reach to black people. That's his prime audience. But he has actually, reached out. Other people of other groups have heeded his message as well. And that is what they don't like. But they can't get him because he has an army around him. That's the same thing that happened with Fred Hampton, another very powerful young brother. Unfortunately, that was gone way too soon. Way too soon. He was only 21. He didn't just engage black people with him being the chairman of the Black Panther Party out of Chicago. He engaged everyone. As a matter of fact, his message was so powerful and potent that other groups started to branch off and do their own version of a Black Panther Party because of him. And they knew they had to do something. They said, there's one thing when you engage your own people, but now you starting to engage other people and other people that look like us. And y'all know who I'm talking about. We got to get you in, dead on arrival. And that's exactly what they did. And after that happened, it was a wrap.